Hey everyone, so check this out. Brand new rear screen. And what is fantastic about this is we finally get a rear screen, okay? I've got a 2018 Model 3 and the Model S, the Model X, and the brand new 2024 Model 3 Highland version comes with these rear screens, okay? Why don't we have one? What is going on? Well, look, we got ripped off, all right? We got ripped off, but now it's time to update. Update your Tesla to the latest, and this is how. So amazingly, this screen actually does come very close to the one that they put in the new models. The only differences are in the actual Tesla screen, they allow, and I'll show more of this in a minute, but this one allows audio control, but the Tesla one will allow rear audio control. So in-car audio control of the rear only. This screen won't do that. They also put actual apps onto the Tesla screen. While this one won't put the actual apps on the screen, all right, cutting in here real quick, there are two different versions of the screen. TMA sells both the Android and the Linux version. This is the Linux version. The Android version does have a few apps, but it's limited, and those are the only apps that are on it. Both displays are very similar, however. You do have Android Auto, Apple Carplay, and Apple AirPlay, which will allow you to mirror anything on your phone to the screen. So very close to the actual Tesla screen. What I'm going to go through is an install, and I can't believe how easy the install is on this screen. Actually, it involves just the back console here. You don't have to go digging into the computer or anything like that. There's one pass-through connection through here. You pull out your old, anyway, we'll get into those details, but it's a relatively easy install. And then I'll show you the functions. I'll show you the good and, you know, the not so good. I already told you a couple downsides, but we'll get into more. All right, all the links below, and don't ever forget the discount code TeslaMark. Discount code works just about everywhere. All right, let's see what we got in the box. Okay. QC, all right. Oh, all right. Looking good. A little smudge here, but otherwise, finish looks good. Very factory. We've got, looks like vent here and here. This has got a protective coating on here, so we've got some little bubbles going on. Got our USBs, headphones, reset looks like. Couple speakers on the bottom. Okay, this is for the vent. And yeah, for Model 3Y, Linux V5 Pro, 1200 by 800 resolution. All right, this looks good. And then we've got our different cabling. We'll find out what this is for. A little pry kit, that's nice. Little USB converter there, type C to type A, or A to C. And then this will go basically underneath the screen and tie into the OBD port. This is just like a Y connector, so it allows the factory connection here, and then it's basically is tapping into that. So this is an easy connection. And then as we get down here, this is going to be for the screen. For the screen right here. Okay, then if we track this down here, these, I believe, are for the seat controllers, yeah. So this is driver seats and passenger seat. So these are optional, and what this allows you to do is to control those seats from this screen, which sounds good and bad, all right? It's a good situation when you have somebody in the back and there's nobody in the passenger seat and the seat is too far back. Somebody in the back can then move that seat up. You maybe just want to control that seat. However, you can also do the driver's seat. Now, I'm not sure I would want that option. I don't think I'm going to hook that up because I wouldn't want anybody in the back to be controlling my seat in the front because I'm driving. So we'll take a look at that though. Oh, and then this is for the Model Y. This is called a U port. It closes out the power or something like that. I have a Model 3, so we won't be using this. And all right, let's get this sucker installed. Okay, so this whole rear vent system, now this is a 2018 Model 3, by the way. So you're going to see the old school USB-A ports. But this just basically pulls out, just like that. All right, there's a couple different clips here. Now, you don't want to keep yanking though, because you've got the plug for the USB. So we need to undo that plug, push down in the center part here, and then pull out. Okay, save that. So then we come down here, and we're going to pull this panel off and put this pass-through tap-in in. And this is for a Bluetooth module. I'm already tapped into the CAN bus for something else, so your car will not have this, but let's get back here so we can put in the pass-through for the screen. Okay, that wasn't so bad. What I am going to do for now is unplug my current pass-through. Okay, so I have a couple different pass-throughs going on. One for Bluetooth, one for another module in the car. However, what I'm going to do is unplug this Bluetooth pass-through and connect the one for the screen. For now, I'm not actually using this Bluetooth any longer. But before we do that, let's power off the car. And it's generally a good rule to power off the car before you plug in anything. So let's do that first.
Use the U-loop connection. This one here. This connects to this. And you want to push this one first. So this is the single wire up the left side. And then with your other hand, you can pull, you can actually see it come up right there. You can pull it up from there. So you really don't have to fish this up. Just push it from the bottom up and then reach for it from the top. And below now, you can go ahead and plug this in and loop it around. This one goes here. Yep. Yep. And that is it. Now on the bottom, you just have, you can either install this or you don't have to. You can just bundle it up and zip tie it. But if you want seat control, you can. Reach into this computer module. It's actually located right there. There's a plug. You can see the wires right there. Pull that plug out and then attach it to the hand show plug. So plug this into that Tesla module right there. You do the loop. And now we have the wire coming out from up top here. So, and it's really plug and play. So from the 7.2 inch display, the new one, the plug is located on the left hand side if you're looking from the back, right hand side if you're sitting in the rear. So plug that in first. You plug this into this display back here. Once it's plugged in right there, see where my finger is? Right there. Move all these other wires if you have interior ambient lighting, but if you don't, you won't see these wires at all. And then you just move the vent into place. Now it's good to go. So power up the car.
All right, so from this screen here, sometimes you're going to get this if you let it sit long enough. Like I said, it goes into this kind of a lock screen here. And here is basically your home screen. And it's still in Celsius, so let's change that. Let's go into setup here. And you've got your light mode, dark mode, auto. Let's just put it in, let's put it in auto. And vehicle left rudder, right rudder. That's kind of funny. Fahrenheit, Celsius, Fahrenheit. All right. Brightness is cranked up. Volume, I don't know. Volume, we should be able to adjust that as we're in there. So let's go back to the home now. Here we can control the temperature and the actual HVAC from back here. Now, if you didn't go through the unboxing, let me show you. It's got vents down here, also up here. Okay, so let me turn this on. All right, so right now it's set to auto, which the front is set to. This is a little bit misleading because just like your front HVAC system, it shows the air blowing out like this. Although in the front system, you're able to control the flow, you know, using your fingers like this in terms of the direction of the flow anyway. You can't do that with this. It's just kind of blowing out basically in one direction. Now, if you want to control this yourself back here, you can turn off auto, and you see how this lights up now, and you can turn the fan on higher. And I'm sure you can hear that. The fan in this car is, it's pretty powerful, and you definitely hear it. And yeah, this is definitely blowing out here. Although, I gotta say, I'm not sure. You know, I really should have tested this before. Let me turn this down to make sure you can hear me. I really wish I had tested this before, because while there is definite airflow coming through here, I don't know if it's blowing as hard as it was with just the vent on here. Definitely airflow coming out of here though, for sure. Okay, so a couple things though that are really interesting about this controller. While it's definitely controlling the HVAC and it's controlling the fan, it's changing the temperature in the entire car, but it doesn't say that. So when you make a change here, it will not show up over there. If you can see that, my screen there still says 72 degrees. It's changing it, but it's not telling this screen to make the update there also. However, when you make a change on the main screen, it will show up here. So it's kind of a one-directional change. It makes the change up there, but it doesn't tell the screen to tell. I don't know how to explain. Here, for example, we have this set to 76, and this is also, I don't know why they've got decimal here as if 76.1 and 76.7. You know, you're going to want to make that kind of a change. But anyway, this is right now set to 76.1, which is also for the entire car is 76.1. But now watch what happens here. Let's change this to 73. All right, let's see what happens. Okay, see that? 72.5. Why did it go 72.5? I'm not sure, but it was 76. So you make a change up there, it shows up here. You make a change here, it does change the car, it changes everything, but it won't show up on the main screen. Keep that in mind. And then this goes to sleep. Like I said, it goes to sleep after a little while. Something else you have to keep in mind. If you don't have the HVAC system on for the rear in the screen, and let me show you that. So keep in mind that you do have to have this on in order to be able to control everything back here. Because most of the time you're not going to be able to turn this on if it's off up there. Okay, now that's temperature, that's fan, which is great. Let's get through some of the other things. So this is called an anion filter, and it's like an electrostatic filter that is built into this, and it supposedly lasts a few months before you have to get in there and clean everything out. I'm not sure exactly where that is in here. I didn't see it. But it's in there, okay? So you can turn that on to add some extra filtration, and here you can keep whatever temperature that you set it at, and just like when you can keep the temperature there, or you put dog mode on, you can do that back here too and control it from this way. And also, like camp mode, you can put it in camping mode. Now, where this really comes in handy is if you're actually using your car for camp mode, you're sleeping, you're hanging out in your car here. If you have to make any change to the temperature, you don't have to go crawling all the way back to the front of your car to make the change here. You can now do that here. So that is a really cool feature. Seat heaters. If you plugged in those extra wires, which we did not, you could control the seat heating from here. And it shows that it's turned on here, but it's not. Okay, you have to trust me on that one. It's not actually turning the seat heaters on there. Speaking of heat controls or front controls, you can also, if you plugged in those other wires, you could control the front seat, the passenger seat anyway, in terms of moving up or down. Now, I didn't put that in my car because I don't want somebody in the back here to be able to control this front seat. However, there are, you know, maybe you would want something like that. You know, thinking Uber drivers, something like that, where they get in and there's nobody in the front passenger seat, and you want to be able to control that. Another feature here, which I'm not sure is like the best feature, glove box open. Okay, I'm not sure why you would want that here. Honestly, I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. But it's here. It's here. Maybe don't tell your kids about that one. All right, let's go back to the seat heaters. If you have rear passengers and they want their seat heaters on, what do they have to do normally? Normally they're asking somebody up front to turn their heaters on for them. Well, not anymore. Now they have control over their own seat heat. Check it out. There are 3 different seat heaters in this car, and you have full control over them. Awesome. Okay, music. You have control over the full car volume.
Argyle takes #1 for a second weekend after making only another 6.
All right, pretty cool, pretty cool. You want to skip, pause, play, you can do that now. However, remember, it controls the whole car from back here. All right, there are 2 USB-C connections. This one will charge at a fast charging rate. This one will charge at a very slow rate, but it is really made more for data transfer. And if we look here in this tab here, if we have any audio file, video files, or photo files, we can plug in a USB or even your phone or something that has these files on them, and it will play them here. All right, let's get into the apps here. Now, here is the plus and minus here. Start off with the minus. We don't have a bunch of apps, all right? It would be nice if we had Disney Plus, Hulu, Amazon Video, any of those here on the screen, but we don't. But what we do have is the Apple Carplay. This is Apple AirPlay, and it is mostly just for mirroring what's on your screen. Android Auto, and any of these actually you can mirror what is on your phone screen. Actually, is what I should say. So let me try and set up. I don't have an Apple, but let me try to set up Android Auto back here. All right, it's already on Android Auto. Open the phone and enter the system settings interface. All right, here I'm finding this BeeLink. Just like it said here, BeeLink XXXXX. So let me pair that. Okay, continue. And boom, Android Auto right here on the rear screen. So this does have a speaker built in, but yeah, I don't know how loud I can play something here without getting a copyright strike. Okay, to get out of anything that you've got running, you can kind of touch the top of the screen there and go back to home. Okay, you've also got a wired headphone jack here, which is kind of nice. There's also, so if you're playing any of your own audio through Spotify, from your phone, whatever, through this screen, it will not go throughout the entire car. It's only going to play on these speakers, or if you plug in your headphones, or if you have Bluetooth connected to your phone, then you'll hear the audio in that way. But you're not going to hear any audio that goes through this rear screen throughout the entire car. Again, you can control the audio that's playing throughout the entire car through this rear screen, but that's it. So yeah, those are some downsides. You can't connect your Bluetooth headphones to this rear screen. However, your Bluetooth headphones should still be working connected to your phone. If you're mirroring things from your iPhone to the screen, you're still going to hear it through there. AirPlay is cool. If you've got an Apple phone, you can connect to that and it will basically mirror anything on your phone, except for Netflix, from what I understand. So you could play any video you want on your Apple phone, mirror it to here, and everyone can see it. And then depending on how you got the audio coming out, either from the built-in screen, built-in speakers down below, which are okay, they're all right, or through the wired headphones or the Bluetooth. Which brings me to another downside. I can't figure out how to get my Android phone to mirror on the screen. I don't think I can. There's only that AirPlay app on the screen, and that works with the iPhone only, as far as I can tell. And Android Auto does not have a screen mirroring function from your phone to the screen. In terms of, it's not going to mirror anything that's on your phone to this screen. And obviously you've got your Android Auto things, but that's it. So overall, I do like this screen. It works pretty well. It works a lot, like I said, like the OEM screen that they're putting in the new model, the Highland Model 3s. And I don't know if they're putting them in the new Model Ys yet, though. However, I think the Android version of the screen, again, I've got the Linux, not the Android. I think that is more like the OEM version, but I don't have it, so I don't know exactly. Both of these screens, from what I can tell, act very similar in terms of what they do. They just added a few different apps on the Android model, and those apps are very limited. So hey, another way to update your Tesla. Thanks guys. Hey, please like and subscribe.